Hey Justin, how you doing, buddy? Just chilling? Understand, man? Dude, I had a major banger party last night. The Rock was there, John Cena was there, and dude, he ate a bunch of mushrooms and like took his pants off and completely naked. And he was doing "You Can't See Me" to everybody, but clearly we could see him. And on top of that, Danny DeVito was there, and he kept popping out of the trash saying, "Hey, I'm the trash man!" But, man, really? You don't have enough money, buddy? Hold on a second. You see that, buddy? All right, man. Well, I'll see you in a little bit, man. I'll catch you later.
Hey, Tom.
Hello?
Yo, I'm at this place you told me to get to. It looks pretty sweet.
Well, I got some bad news, man.
What do you mean you got bad news?
I'm actually back up in North Carolina.
You're in fucking North Carolina right now?
Yeah, I had to leave urgently and forgot to call you and tell you.
Dude, you literally said you bought me a ticket. What am I supposed to do? It was a one-way ticket.
Well, man, I guess I'll see you at some point, I don't know, man. Sucks for you.
Did you just hang up on me? Did you just fucking hang up? When I fucking find this guy, I swear to God, what an idiot.
It's super fun time. It's super fun time. It's super fun time. It's super fun time.
Hello, folks, it's me, Tommy, NC2010, and welcome back for another awesome episode of what time is it, guys?
Super fun time.
What's up, Tommy?
Oh, not much. How you guys doing today? You feeling good?
Yeah, dude, you seem extra excited.
Woo!
Oh my God, what are you so excited about?
I just feel like I'm back from vacation. I'm happy back here with my boys.
Where did you come from?
Florida. It was a great time. It just like it said there in the opening, I got to hang out with this, but it kind of,
Yeah, I forgive you. But you seem excited. What are you so excited about? Do you got?
We have on an exclusive guest, and I have to thank Tyler for this because he came out of it, even if he's not here all the time. He came out of this.
Got to do it.
He came out of this, which I appreciate that. None other than WWE performer Eugene today, and I'm so excited to speak to him and have a conversation with him.
You want to bring him in?
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for WWE wrestler Eugene.
Unmuted.
Make sure you unmute. I can't unmute you.
Unmute.
No.
Hey.
I can't. Oh, he's messing with us. No, unmute.
Unmute.
Hey.
Bottom.
Now,
Oh, yeah.
Hey, how you doing, buddy?
man, I feel like, hi guys, I feel like every time I get on this thing, it's like I'm the bad news bears. Everything goes wrong. But I want to say thank you for having me on here. Super Fun Time is probably the best internet show name I've ever heard in my life. So
Thank you.
Outstanding. I like how you did the Eugene. I love it. I love it.
Do you want us to refer to you as Nicholas, Nick, Eugene? Who are we talking to today?
and you can call me whatever.
Let's do Nick.
Yeah. Man, we appreciate you being on here so much. You were in the era of wrestling when I was really into it. And oh, go ahead, Tom.
Sadly, I wasn't. I didn't really see you perform, but I watched you clips on YouTube and stuff like that. I even watched the part where you come up to the door with DX and they had the bounty, and you're like, I'm here for the bounty, and Triple H gives you the bounty paper towels, and then he's like, that's not what I'm here for. He slams the door, and then and you knock on the door again, and it's just, oops. This is kind of like what Eugene would do, probably. I get, because he's like very, remembers all the history. Remember that time, Big Show, Andre. I suck at doing an impression. I do good impressions, but I suck at Eugene.
Oh, that's okay, man. That was a cool segment. That was in England. I flew over to England. I was supposed to have a tag match with Hacksaw, but he had flight trouble. He couldn't get to England, so they in that segment there, which I think was a lot better for me because people remember that. I've had people at indie shows come up with a roll full of bounty. You know what I mean? It's upper, you know, give me rolls of bounty.
That's awesome.
Heck yeah. So how did your journey start? How many years did you do? I know you wrestled. I forgot that in Florida. Was it under the promotion under WWE?
It was OVW at the time.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
How and it was ran by WWE at the time, correct?
Well,
Partly.
OVW it was and still is an independent wrestling company that WWE contracted to train their talent. So now at the Performance Center, you've got WWE contracted talent or employees training the new crop of talent.
Right.
There it was Danny Davis built this school. He started the school, I think, in 1993. I signed up in 1997. We were in Southern Indiana, in Jeffersonville, Indiana. I signed up in 1996. My apologies. So, in 1997, I wrestled for USWA, the Memphis-based promotion. 1998, I wrestled for WCW a handful of times when they were top in the Monday Night Wars. 1999, I was hired by WWE to be a developmental talent, and that's when 1999 was when they partnered with WWE to train the talent. And that's when guys like Cena came and Brock Lesnar came and Batista, Randy Orton, Victoria, Shelton Benjamin. I mean, there was all kinds of there was a whole crew of guys that ended up getting released that were like, you know, just enormous, tall, big, strong freaks from around the world that just didn't cut it in the wrestling. But I started in 96. I got hired in 99, and then Eugene debuted in 2004.
Wow.
As Eric Bischoff's nephew, right?
Yes, absolutely.
I loved the actual introduction. I think it was the original introduction where you snuck out and went up to. And he was supposed to be watching you, and then you get away from him. Dude, that was comedy genius.
So I was very fortunate that the writer who wrote for Eugene, Brian Gerwick, who also wrote a lot of the Rock stuff, he could connect with Eugene and the character, and he could write for it. I tell a lot of guys, if you go to WWE, if you go to the writers, if you don't have a writer that can write for your character, you're not going to make it on TV very well. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You got to connect and understands the character, and Brian could actually write very well for it. He also wrote a movie for Eugene.
Really?
But I got released for it filmed, and then Big Show was in it. The movie Knucklehead was written for Eugene.
Oh man,
Dude, that would have been a better movie.
Honestly,
I've never watched the entire movie, but I've seen portions of it enough. And when I saw bits of the script, I could tell it's the same movie, or at least the majority of it, because it was a good script. But I didn't get to make it. Big Show was in it, so took my place.
Damn.
Just go take one of his knees out. They've had a lot
He's
of
still
miles.
Yeah,
Tommy, you got something?
Yeah, so this is kind of a two-parted question. When you in the locker room back in the day, what was the political status in the locker room? And the other part of the question is, was there a particular wrestler that you just hated to work with? Despised.
Will you explain? What do you mean by political?
Like, how was the environment in the locker room?
I'm gonna answer the second one first. I didn't dislike wrestling anybody. I didn't dislike anybody. You know, my whole life I've been the guy that got along with everybody and just joked around and kind of had a good time and try to lift spirits and let's see on the bright side. And I don't have to be the star. I can just be on the team. You know what I mean? Yeah. So even like Jonathan Coachman, someone asked him who was the nicest guy in the locker room, and Coachman said me. So I took that as a compliment. What was the first question? I forgot.
The first question, what was the environment like in the locker room? Was it very edgy? Was it easy to get thrown out of the locker room? Or how was it like back there?
For me, it wasn't bad because you got to think, all the guys that were now stars in the locker room came through OVW, the majority of them. and I helped train them, and they all knew me, and they knew me very well. I mean, we were friends for the couple years that they were in Louisville. So when I got up to the locker room, everybody's like, "Finally, you're here." You know, it took you so long because I was under developmental for maybe almost 5.5 years or something like that. 5 years, which is at that time a long time. Guys were going for 6 months, a year, 2 years, and then they were getting called up. So in WWE's locker room, I don't feel like they're. I mean, you know, there's like Vince's office compared to the dressing room, but Shawn Michaels dressed in our dressing room, Hunter dressed in our dressing room at the live events. I mean, TV, he might have his own, but the live events, you know, if there was one locker room, everybody dressed together. And I felt like at those times there was no like political divide.
Good.
You know, I felt comfortable walking up to Shawn Michaels and asking him his opinion or asking him questions or, hey, what's going on? You know, I didn't necessarily talk to everybody, but I tried to, you know, be cordial. When I was in WCW for just a handful of shots, I'm not saying I was there for a long time, there was definitely a separation between top guy locker room and then underneath guy locker room.
Big cards.
Yeah, and I was like, I did a couple of Saturday night TV tapings, and it was like one locker room. If there was any stars on Saturday night, they had their locker room. Or even when I did Nitro and Thunder, like the NWO guys, the main event guys had their locker room, and then all the underneath guys had theirs. I walked in the wrong locker room one time. I looked up, whole NWO turns and looks at me. I said, "Okay," turn around, walk right back out. That word. I just didn't know what to do, and I went in the other locker room.
That's awesome. Do you have anything?
Me?
Either anybody.
Tommy.
How about you go?
Okay.
All right.
So I was 11 years old in 2004, and you know, a lot of us didn't know, like, you were playing a character. We all thought, you know, kids, we thought that was legit, and I love that type of character. I don't know if it would work nowadays, just because some people get offended and all that. But I remember when you, and I believe it was William Regal, correct me if I'm wrong, won the tag team champions.
Yep.
And it was on the night Maven was the general manager. Am I correct? And you beat La Resistance.
Yep.
Okay, correct all the way around.
Hey.
I went back and watched it last week. Dude, the joy I had just seeing that. I was so excited. And I remember watching it as 11 years old. So it's not really a question. It's just saying, like, you know, being at that age, we enjoyed your character a lot. Like, it meant a lot to a lot of people. And
I hear that a lot, and thank you. That match was in Indianapolis, right? So I wrestled in Indianapolis probably once a month, twice a month for the past 10 years. So I knew a lot of the wrestling fans there. They knew me. So when they saw me, you know, and then they saw me on TV, so they knew it was exactly me. And it was my mom was in the crowd, my sister was in the crowd. So it was a really cool moment for me.
And speaking upon that, how was it winning the tag team champions with Regal?
Man, it's kind of undescribable, you know, when you're in the ring with Regal winning the tag team titles, when you're in the ring with Hogan at WrestleMania, when you're in the ring with The Rock, when you're pinning fan, you know, it's hard to describe. But I'm going to say the best part about being a WWE superstar is getting the action figure.
Yeah.
Damn!
I've got that one. I've got it at the house.
And the best part about having your own action figure is you get to play with yourself in public.
I love it, man.
Oh my goodness.
Lord.
It's solid, man.
All right.
I always.
Dude. You was on a...
So there was a guy that used to come to the OVW shows in Jeffersonville. That him and his brother were both special ability gentlemen.
Yeah.
And when angry at the wrestling, the one would bite his nail and like yell like "You son of a-" like he'd get all flustered at the wrestling. So I just borrowed that from a guy named Billy.
Yeah, Billy.
His brother Billy with just two on his finger.
Hey.
You just get all these pieces and you put it together, and your character was amazing, man. You know.
Now, I just want to say, I have high-functioning autism, but I just want to say, I don't think Eugene is offensive. I think that every wrestler and every actor has a right to play a character with disabilities, I have to say.
Because when you went off and you did, like, Hulk Hogan's move, The Rock's move, and all that, dude, the crowd popped every time.
Yeah, dude. The people's elbow.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
Like I didn't set out to do other guys' moves, but when I started doing it, it just took off. So then that's what I did. You know, then it was very easy. And then I didn't have to do anything but hit a rock bottom here and a people's elbow there and a big boot and a leg drop. But Tommy, I understand that when Eugene first debuted on TV, up until about the time I had my first match against Rob Conway, I think the fans were kind of undecided about whether they were going to invest in Eugene, emotionally. And there were some media outlets that weren't necessarily criticizing me, but they were saying, like, what's WWE doing now with this character? What's going on here? But once Eugene won the match, then they realized, oh, this is an underdog story. This is the story of a boy following his dreams and achieving. Nothing was ever said about Eugene other than he's special. Yeah. And everybody else their conclusions on what that is.
Yeah.
And I've gotten way much more positive affirmation from guys like you, Tommy, or people that, like my brother has, special abilities, and he knew he could achieve because he saw Eugene do it. I'm getting goosebumps now.
Exactly.
I was in Pigeon Forge maybe, 2 years ago. I call this guy a kid. He was probably in his early 20s. Comes up to me, gets the picture with Eugene, the 8x10 sign, hands me his phone. It's a text from me, from his mother to me, talking about, this is Rich. Rich was always the weird kid in school. He didn't fit in. The dad wasn't in the picture. The mom had 3 kids. He was the oldest, trying to help manage the kids with high-functioning autism or Asperger's or one of those. I'm not sure exactly which. Maybe both. I don't know how. I don't. But you know what I mean. But he saw Eugene, and he knew he could then achieve, and he knew that it was okay to be maybe I don't want to say the different guy, but maybe not the exact same as everybody else. It's okay to be original.
Yeah.
And now the kid's like married. He's got a good job and like friends on Facebook, so.
Sweet.
And he handed me his phone and I tried to read it and I started crying at an autograph signing.
Yeah.
I had him text it to me and like we became friends and like it took me a while to be able to actually just read it without tearing up because it really meant something. So Tommy, I thank you for saying that.
No problem, man. So here's a question for you. Of all the wrestlers in the WWE, who is your top favorite wrestler?
Of all time or current?
Of all time.
I know what it is. I seen this segment. Triple H.
Yeah, that was well written. Me personally, I would say Hulkster or Macho is probably 1 or 2 or 1 and 2. I never got to meet Macho Man. I was good friends with Lanny, but I never got to meet Macho Man. And then I was a huge fan of the British Bulldogs.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
When I was a kid, that's 4. So and then I'll go Honky Tonk Man after that.
Oh,
that's awesome, man. That is that because I'm the Honky Tonk Man. I'm the Honky Tonk Man.
Awesome gimmick.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
great gimmick. The late great Elvis Presley. Aaron Presley.
Hey, do you mind if you take a question from the chat?
Absolutely, go for it.
They want to know if you saw Iron Claw.
I haven't seen it yet.
Okay. Do you know the whole story though? I'm sure.
Well, I mean, I don't know exactly what the movie portrayed, but I know the backstory of the Von Erichs.
Yeah. Yeah, me and Tommy went and saw
Yeah, it was.
In the movie, another kid died when he was young. Did they talk about that?
Yeah, he's vaguely mentioned in there about how the fact that they show him in the background, but they never show him like getting electrocuted. But he was mentioned, like he was seen in the car with the family, but like they kind of vaguely focused on him. But it's kind of like the most of the Von Erichs. What's his name? MJF got cut out of it, which I don't know if it made the movie better or less. I don't know what to say about MJF. He's a talented guy, but he's not my cup of tea.
Okay. Shots fired, but okay.
Bring it, MJF. I'll take you on any day, buddy.
Oh God.
Hey, so,
Readjusted, both of us.
Why you drag me into this stuff?
Because you're my tag team partner.
Yeah, but I'm not the one with. Okay, fine.
So we're talking about movies. Is there a certain wrestling movie that hits home to you, or like that's more realistic? I'll give you an example. I like the movie The Wrestler with Mickey Rourke.
Mm-hmm.
Is there any other that include that one or another one?
Definitely, the Wrestler painted the picture of a small percentage of wrestlers that are still today going to autograph signings. Their body's broken down. They have no money, and they're just basically just there to try to be seen again or eke out a little bit of a payday. So that was very realistic. And the fact was, a lot of the indie guys that they used for the movie, I'd known them and I'd wrestled them. Okay. You know what I mean? You know, so it was like I saw all these guys, and then I saw like the old timers that were the same old timers that I saw at shows. Right. You know, I think it was Don Fargo. I think was the one I saw at one time. That I don't know if he was in that movie, but that's what I thought Don Fargo. Because at the time he was much older, and some people remembered him, some people didn't. But it was like, wow, it's just he was moving well. He didn't look like he was in pain, but it was just an odd scene. You know, like this way old timer. Nothing against Don Fargo. He was a nice guy.
Right.
Oh, you got it. You want to go?
Sure. So here's a question for you. If you were to ever get called up today in the modern era of wrestling, would you bring Eugene back, or would you use a different character?
It's kind of hard to say because although you guys said earlier the Eugene character might not fly today, I believe that WWE can do everything and make it right.
Agreed. They
took the mask off Kane and they made it make sense. You know what I mean? True. If they really wanted to, they've got the most creative people in all of media, I think, and all of Hollywood and all of filming, and they could come up with a story why Eugene would be acceptable today. Because the fact of the matter is, just like you said, an actor should be able to play that character, but that portion of America should be represented on film.
Exactly.
Have a representation of who they are, you know, or something.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
Well, I mean, we kind of have a watered down Eugene right now called R-Truth.
He did say Sioux Falls City, and that was wrong. That was incorrect.
See, R-Truth, he's cool, man. I've seen him at the airport. He added me on not Twitter, X.
Yep.
Yeah,
TikTok
X.
and stuff. So I've interacted with him a lot. Nice guy. Very nice guy.
Super cool.
Yeah.
So what are you supposed to say now if it's not Twitter? Like you used to tweet somebody. Now do you X them?
Yeah, Xing them. I'm Xing you.
And then like if I got a tweet, I no longer got a tweet. Now I've got an X.
But I haven't.
I'm not getting an X tweet, man. Come on.
You can thank Elon Musk for that because he was so desperate to basically get rid of Twitter because he said that Twitter was such a toxic place to be at. So he had to mix his finger up in there and just, mix it up and change everything and get everybody pissed off him in California because he puts up this massive LED X right in the middle of, LA and, it's right near residence, a house residence, and everybody's just like, we're super pissed because this bright light is now shining 24/7 in our houses. So it's like, what the hell, Elon?
So if each of you has an X, is that triple X?
Yeah. No, that's the DX.
Suck it.
That's good stuff. So let's talk about that time The Rock saved you or came back and helped you. How does that feel? There's not many people that have many scenes with The Rock.
Mm-hmm.
So how did that come about?
We were in San Diego, so when we're in San Diego, we have to show up to the building earlier because if it's 4 o'clock in San Diego, it's whatever 5, 6, 7, 8 on the East Coast whenever the Raw starts, or 3 or 4 hours difference. I can't remember, but Sylvain Grenier, who I was friends with, I would ride with, one half of La Resistance. He was good friends with Pat Patterson. Pat was in the booking meeting, the production meeting earlier in the day. Pat told Sly, kind of what was going on. Sly runs up to me. I don't have a very good French-Canadian accent, but Sly was like, oh, they've got something great for you today. It's going to be awesome. They're going to do all this, and it's either going to be done with The Rock or with Rhino. And I said,
good.
I'm like, I like Rhino, but Rhino is no Rock. We're in San Diego. The Rock hasn't been on TV in 2 years. He's in L.A. Movies. He ain't going to take a day off to come down here and get in the ring with Eugene that he doesn't know. It'll end up being Rhino, and it'll be fine. It'll be good. Brock ain't going to show up. Lo and behold, somebody showed up like an hour later. So we started going through our lines all day long. And I was on, I think, 6 segments that day. So I'd have to go from The Rock and Brian Gerwick and myself going through our promo. And I missed my line every time. The first line was to Coach was, it doesn't matter, whatever he said. It doesn't matter. You know, I can't remember what the coach said. And I got the mic, right? So every time I practiced, I missed it. And they'd all look at me like, that's your line. I'm like, fuck. So I have to go to the next thing, whatever the other segments were, and I'd work those out every time I go back. So we're live in the ring, live on TV, in the ring with The Rock. And Rock is such a professional. He's so awesome. He just kind of put the mic by his hip and he goes, your line's next, kid. And just fed me the line right there. And it was that screenshot, that snapshot, that 15 minutes that made me a superstar.
Wow.
Rock, that I became a superstar. I remember at the beginning of the segment, Coachman says, Eugene, nobody likes you, get out of here. I literally started crying, and I'm backing up the stage, telling everybody goodbye, and The Rock's music hit. No one knew he was there. He hadn't been there in 2 years, and the place was electric. And they call him the most electrifying man because I've never been in an arena when all of a sudden the energy and the temperature and you just feel it, man. When a group of people get together like that and get passionate, there's some kind of magic is created, and it was definitely created that night. Rock says, get your ass back in the ring. And it was that segment that definitely made me a superstar. But that's what a top guy does. The top guy's job is to reach down and pull somebody up. Rock didn't know me. He didn't have to do that. He didn't have to take his time off of LA and all the big projects he's doing to come down and get WWE over, but he gave back to the business. And that's why he's definitely the great one. And I'm forever thankful for The Rock.
I like how in that same segment he was asking you a bunch of questions, and he says, who's your favorite wrestler of all time? And he goes, Triple H. And then you started like spitting the water up. It was just a good segment. You couldn't.
Well written, right? It was supposed to be, I think, 9 minutes, and I think we went 17 minutes. And you're not supposed to go over on Raw, and you're not supposed to go over by 8 minutes.
No, Vince hates that, and also his other friend, as we saw from Young Rock. Vince is cool with it, but the other dude hates it when you go over. What was his name? Tyler?
I don't know.
Apparently he was homosexual at some point.
No, let's not get into this. Tommy.
Which, that's what I heard. But...
what you got, Tommy?
Alright, so here's a question for you. I understand you have a wrestling school. What's the difference between Cody's wrestling? Now, so many wrestlers have wrestling schools. What's the difference between your wrestling school and how much does someone have to pay to get into your wrestling school?
So I moved to South Dakota. I was a coach at the Performance Center from 2013 to 2015. 2015, I moved to Sioux Falls, South Dakota, and I started what was Midwest All Pro Wrestling. I sold the company in 2021 to 2 of the students, and they're still wrestling in Sioux Falls. But I was running live events. I was filming episodes to try to put together a YouTube channel, which I had a good YouTube channel. I was touring live events around South Dakota. We were training stars. I probably trained in that, in that 6 years, like maybe 300 guys altogether.
Wow.
300 guys, girls,
Wow.
But I've since moved to Florida, and I'm just down here kind of chilling out. My new project is my YouTube channel, Eugene Behind the Scenes, which I hope everybody checks out and subscribes to.
I did too. I subscribed to it also.
Yeah, so my brother lives in Panama City. Are you around there?
I think it's about 5 hours. Panama
It's
City's
5.
west up the coast.
Yeah.
But Panama nice. I like Panama City.
Yeah. So your YouTube page, I know Maven did his. He started his, I think, before yours. And then I seen you and The Undertaker have YouTube channels, about the same time?
I've seen Undertaker's channel, but I haven't really watched it.
Yeah.
I have another channel called David Dinsmore YouTube channel, which I have a lot of my old matches on, and I've had that for years. But I've been wanting to do this project, and I wanted to get down here and get settled in Florida before I started it. So maybe he started it first, but I kind of had a YouTube channel before Maven did. So
Okay, nice. Cool.
Can I hit you with another question from the chat?
What'd you say?
I got another question for you from the chat, all right?
Yep.
They want to know what you think about AEW with the Kenny situation and him needing surgery, and also Tony Khan with a neck brace.
I don't really follow any wrestling. I see it all on social media, so I can't get away from it. So I've seen the headlines. I don't. I wouldn't want to see anybody have to have surgery, especially when like they're in the prime of their career. You know, finally a star in America on TV. And if Tony Khan's going to be a part of it and he gets beat up, he probably needs a neck brace, right?
Ha!
Yeah.
I mean, Cornette I think he took a power driver from Bullet Bob Armstrong in Knoxville, and then he was on like Good Morning America with the WWF in a neck brace from an indie show in Knoxville.
Dang.
You gotta protect the business, brother.
Yeah.
Man.
Gotta protect the gimmick.
What's the worst injury you ever got wrestling, if you don't mind me asking?
So I tore some meniscus one time in my knee. I've torn both my biceps.
Oh.
I tore my patella tendon in my left knee, and that was at the New Year's Revolution pay-per-view in Puerto Rico. And like Hunter tore his quad tendon. If you tear your quad tendon, it's difficult to walk, but you can limp, and maybe with a cane you can make it. When you tear your patella tendon, your leg just buckles. It just folds. There's left. And that's one of the, I think that Achilles may be the worst. I didn't have Achilles, knock on wood, but the patella tendon is probably the second worst injury you could have because it's like a 9-month rehabilitation time. And for some reason, the doctor cleared me after 6 months, and I was put right at angle with Kurt Angle.
Yeah.
And at the time, I couldn't keep up with him. I couldn't move. I couldn't run. I couldn't pivot. And if you watch some of those matches with me and Kurt, it's like you could tell I had a huge leg brace on, and I'm half limping across the ring. It's like, what the heck?
Didn't you get hurt when you was a tag team champion with Regal? Yeah. Okay, that's what I thought. Because then Todd Jerry came in. Him and Todd Jerry started their tag team thing.
Yeah, Regal and Tajiri had tagged before, so they had in the fans' eyes, they had a relationship starting earlier. But when I got injured, I think La Resistance won it back at a live event, and then maybe Tajiri jumped in there and they tagged for a while. But then Regal was sent to Smack.
Okay. So I was going to ask you about this, about what we talked about off the air. So I go back and I watch on Peacock, where you can watch all the live events and Raw and SmackDown and whatnot. I went back and watched one episode of Monday Night Raw where you had a World Heavyweight title shot against Chris Benoit. I knew the storyline where, I don't know if this is right when it happened, but he was your best friend, and Evolution was giving you a hard time. But yeah, I watched that match 2 nights ago. So what are how did that come about? Like, what are your thoughts on the storyline of Evolution and Benoit being the champion and your best friend on screen? How does that work? That's a loaded question. I'm sorry.
Well, I mean, I don't know what you mean. Like, I don't want to say to work, but I mean,
how was the match?
I was a new guy there. I wasn't going to turn down any ideas, and I thought it was actually good. And it was a lot Triple H leading it because he was the one getting the heat, manipulating Eugene. You know what I mean? And everybody else was kind of a pawn of Triple H at the time. It was awesome. I mean, I wrestled Benoit years earlier when I was in OVW. They brought him into a big show we had. Cornette brought him in to wrestle me. And wrestling Benoit, I went 20 minutes toe-to-toe. I didn't get beat. I didn't win. I think it was disqualification finish. But the fans at Louisville then saw me as a star. When Benoit didn't I don't want to say kill me, but didn't just destroy me in the ring. Right. And I looked at him. He was a mentor, and I traveled with him. He would, when I was in WWE, he would come to me and Rob Conway and say, "What did you think of my match?" And like seriously want critique. And I remember leading up to the WrestleMania. When was the triple threat with him and Triple H?
20.
Yeah. Leading up to that, Rob was on TV. I wasn't yet, but I was on the live events. And Benoit said, "Well, what do you think of the match?" And I think some little minute, like nitpicky thing that no fan is ever going to recognize. I said, you did something and you should have set it up by doing the move. He did a counter before he did the move. And I don't remember what the counter was. The move was the backdrop. So then in the triple threat match, the first thing he does is give Shawn Michaels a backdrop. I don't know if Shawn sunset flipped him or did the leapfrog over him, but you do the counter after you show him the actual move. And Benoit took that to heart and put it in his WrestleMania match. So it was like, wow.
That's really cool.
Because I tell you what, I've watched a lot of WrestleMania matches. That one probably right to this day is my favorite WrestleMania match of all time. Like it's
I was
just
al-
brilliant.
I was always felt like a triple threat match takes away from a world title match, but that one made it. That
Yeah.
one, that's what made, I think, Benoit the super duper star. Like
Yeah.
everybody was liking him, and then after that, it was like then it was emotional.
Yep.
Do you miss being in the WWE?
Man, I mean, I miss the guys. I miss the fun times. I don't miss getting slammed around and fucking chopped and stuff like that. And I don't know if my knees could take the travel today, but, I wouldn't mind sitting in the locker room and BSing with the guys and having a good time.
Well, real quick, I know, how Hunter's taken over, and I think we're getting away from the PG era, and they're starting to cuss more and say more stuff, and I really think now that you said it, I really think your character could probably come back and work in this day. Like you said, Hunter and WWE, I think they can make it happen now after talking to you.
Well, I mean, the thing is, my law team told me not to confirm or deny that I'm currently in negotiations with WWE or AEW. But as the Hulkster says, never say never, brother.
Yeah.
Dude, I tell you what, I'm going to freak out if you show up on either product, because then I'll be like, guys, he's on, we interviewed this dude, he was on our show, son of a gun.
You also got to think, I also played Doink the Clown.
You did.
Yeah.
Most
You did.
definitely.
I forgot about that.
I think Doink the Clown should be in the WWE Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
He's an instantly recognizable character. He's instantly over. He puts smiles on faces, and he's been an instantly recognizable character for 25 years, 30 years. And I think all the guys that played Doink the Clown should be inducted in the Hall of Fame.
Yep.
Agreed.
So here's a hardball question for you. Do you think Eugene deserves to be in the WWE Hall of Fame?
Oh.
I don't know if Eugene does. I mean, maybe. I mean, if they start like just inducting everybody, then yes. But I mean, maybe or maybe not. I mean, I realistically, I had a short run, but it was a skyrocket run. I don't know of other characters that debut on Raw and then like 5 or 6 weeks later they're in the ring with The Rock.
Right.
Yeah.
Skyrocket, and it wasn't. I don't think WWE expected me to succeed. They might have, but I don't think they expected the characters to succeed. And when I did, then they just took me right up to, right to the top, right to the main event with Hunter.
Personally, I think you should be inducted in there because I think you have your own part of history in the WWE, and I think Eugene has a place. Even if it is a gimmick character, it deserves to have a spot in the Hall of Fame.
So who inducts me?
The Rock.
Ooh.
Maybe Regal, maybe Bischoff. I don't know.
Or maybe...
I was thinking Regal.
I think it should be Bischoff, but we get Regal in there somehow.
Yeah.
Like maybe he can just start stripping and streaking. And the big hook that they got, they pull people off the stage.
Dude, that'd be hilarious.
Oh, jeez.
That would be funny as hell.
I truly wish, and I think it was 2009 when you came back and had the contract you should have just grabbed it. You should have just grabbed it.
That ran through my mind all day because I knew I was rehired, but I knew I was getting fired again after that.
Yeah. I think
I showed up there and they said we're not selling old fat Eugene. Apparently, I didn't realize Eugene had to be a body guy. I wasn't in great shape. I should have been in better shape, but I wasn't. I didn't need to be overly much. Eugene just was. I don't know. And I got released for being fat.
we liked the character Eugene. That's what we liked, was you, the character,
Yeah.
and the way you brought yourself out. That's what we liked. As a kid and all that, dude, when me and my brother used to freaking go wild when you come out, dude. You want to... We're about at the time. Do you want to ask him anything? Or
Well, Eugene, we have a thing we do on here. It's
I don't have it ready.
You don't have it ready?
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we have a segment on here where you are welcome to ask me
Oh, yeah.
one question and one impression. And
that's good.
you're welcome to ask him in any way how you want to ask him.
All right, I got one question. Who's your Mount Rushmore of pro wrestling? 4 guys.
4 guys? Shoot.
That's a good question.
Yeah.
So I would say Goldberg,
Wow.
The Undertaker,
Okay.
Sting, and he is on the AEW circuit, Danhausen.
I bet that is not what you thought was gonna happen.
That's the only time Danhausen has ever been mentioned in a Mount Rushmore of wrestling, without a doubt. So I think it's Hogan, Austin, Cena, and Andre.
Oh,
Andre's got to be up there. I couldn't
Andre's
believe you
in
didn't
there.
say Andre.
Andre's up on my thumb. Andre's my thumb because
There's another monument up by Mount Rushmore that's called Crazy Horse, which is even bigger than Mount Rushmore. And I think The Rock is Crazy Horse because, like, The Rock kind of transcended and became bigger, although he's still very much in the business.
Yeah, I agree.
I like it.
You guys ever seen the Crazy Horse monument?
Yeah.
no, I don't think I have.
Still being built, right? And you can see the photos from when they started building it. They'd have to go around this mountain to get to the top, and they start carving the mountain down. It's a native, a particular native Crazy Horse, and then he's extending his arm all the way out, and you can go up and like walk on the arm, like all the way out. And they're still starting to like create the hand now. And you check it out. It's a really cool monument.
It's so awesome.
Impression.
So what's your impression for me?
I don't know. Who's your best impression? You know your impressions.
This is for you, man. Like you.
Do a wrestler one.
What's a wrestler you would like me to do? Or
Tony Garea.
Huh? Who?
Tony Garea. Come on. God damn it. Kid.
Tony who?
The finish. Double crossbody roll through the finish, kid. God damn it.
You don't know that one.
I don't think I know that dude, man.
Give me a Macho Man.
Macho Man.
Oh, yeah, let me tell you something. I'm the cream of the crop, coming off the top rope, because I'm the Macho Man. Oh, yeah, Snap-a-doo, Slim Jim. Oh, yeah.
Throws the Slim Jim in there.
Eyes the limit, face is the place.
The face is the place. Feeling good. Feeling right. What
He
was
also said one time,
Huh?
a hard man to find.
Yeah.
You're a hard man to find. Ooh, yeah.
A hard man to find.
Hard man to find. Because let me tell you something, the Macho Man gonna deliver. He's coming down that ring with the style and profiling, and he's gonna deliver tonight. Ooh,
Hey,
yeah.
what's Macho Man's other wrestling name?
Other
Bonesaw.
Yeah, dude, that's my dude.
Spider-Man.
Bonesaw.
Is ready.
Is he ready?
All right.
What's that? How was that? How was that?
How you doing?
Perfect.
Now?
Awesome. 5 stars. Throw the roses.
Yeah.
Thanks, man. I really appreciate that. Is there anything you would like to plug?
Man, I got my Twitter, which is at the letter U, or my X, I guess, at the letter U, Gene Dinsmore, Dinsmore. I got, I do have a Instagram, which is Nick Dinsmore, but I don't post a lot on the Instagram. I feel like I got too old when it came out, and it was just like I'm beyond that. Maybe not. I tried to. And then, of course, my new YouTube channel, Eugene Behind the Scenes. And like I said, one of the upcoming videos is, the way I remember it, this was the night that Eugene and Trish Stratus shared a moment.
Ooh.
Eugene Behind the Scenes channel.
Outstanding.
Hell yeah. Everybody go follow, go subscribe to that for sure.
Yep.
Yep.
Go check him out. Like, again, I want to say thank you so much for coming on. One more
question.
One more.
All right. So, who would win in a match?
Uh-oh.
Eugene or James Ellsworth?
Man, I don't know. That's like I wanted WWE to come out with a 3-pack of action figures that was like the ultimate underdogs, or 4-pack. Maybe it's Ellsworth and Eugene and Funaki and Spike Dudley or something. Like the ultimate.
Yeah, Dudley.
Man, I don't know. I think I'm still a little bit bigger than him,
Yeah.
and I don't think he's muscle tone. And I think since he's got no chin, I think I could knock him out easy. Really.
There you go. Final 1, 2, 3.
Damn.
Man.
Outstanding. I appreciate you, man. Seriously, it's been a great time, and I've interviewed, Ellsworth and R-Truth, and this one's you've probably got to be our favorite one. Seriously.
Well, I appreciate that.
Yeah.
I like doing these interviews. I have a good time, and they always seem to be fun. And I'm always interested in hearing what people have to say. The chat when they ask the questions, or just guys like you that put in effort to talk about wrestling, which I think has caused a resurgence in like independent wrestling in the United States. I mean, it's becoming more and more popular. So thank you guys.
I will email you the link to his page and then the video and stuff.
Perfect.
All right, everybody. The former WWE superstar Eugene.
Eugene.
Yeah, hey. Thank you so much,
Awesome.
man.
Thank you so much, man. We really appreciate having you on tonight. Folks, that was Eugene right there. And a tremendous guy. Like, a ball of energy, honestly. Just outstanding. Like, it's great to have him on here. And
I feel so lucky.
He
I
went
was
over.
like, I was struck the whole time.
He went over too.
Oh, I mean, yeah.
He won. I mean,
We appreciate you, man.
Yeah,
Thank
yeah.
you.
yeah, we do. Like,
that was a good thing. I'm surprised he stayed along. He was a good dude, like you said, starstruck dude. Like,
I was like, you one time you were like, you got a question. I was like,
yeah, he was. Dude.
I was like,
I mean, dude, he was with The Rock, Hulk
Yeah.
Hogan, WWE. I mean, dude, he's his character's good, and I hope it makes a surge back.
I think so too.
oh, most definitely. I think that I can't wait to see what and definitely if you want to come back on, Eugene, you're always welcome back here on the show. We send love to all our guests, and we appreciate all the people that we have here on the show.
Yeah.
And we love it here at the Super Fun Time Show. And
He just emailed us and said, "Thank you guys, great interview."
Yeah, dude. I mean, honestly,
He's down to earth, man. He knows
super
where he came
cool,
from.
dude. Super cool, dude.
oh yeah, he is and I love just his open ability to share it with anything. And I was gonna ask him about Benoit, but you got it before I could.
I wanted to ask him on the pre-show to make him comfortable. You know what I mean? I don't want to. A lot of people, nowadays that's political and they don't want to talk about it. And I want to give him the benefit of the doubt that respecting him.
Yeah,
So,
definitely.
Most definitely. Do we have a movie review ready yet?
Oh, I can do a movie review.
Yes.
We're going straight from that interview to a movie review, y'all.
So, I got 2 movie reviews for you folks today.
Got 2 of them.
Yeah, 2 of them.
It's a double header.
Double header, but bam! The first movie is Nothing to Lose with Tim Conroy and Martin Lawrence. Tim Conroy walks into I don't know. I think that's his no, it's Tim. He walks in on his. He believes that he's walking in on his wife, and he loses his shit, and he ends up leaving his house, like losing his mind, takes a drive, and at that moment, he's driving so much that he ends up in the hood. And Martin Lawrence, being the guy that holds him up, gets in the car. He's like, cars, keys, wallet. And he's like, you picked the wrong car on the wrong day, and starts this crazy journey with these 2 actors just going on this crazy journey, and him wanting to get back because in his mind he believes that his boss has slept with his wife, so he says to Martin Lawrence, you know what? I'm gonna get him back, and I'm gonna rob him. So they end up having up the scheme to steal his money, and meanwhile John C. McGinley and another guy is in there, and they're actually really bad criminals. They're the real bad guys, and they're doing a bunch of crazy stuff and getting mixed up with those guys, and all this crazy stuff unfolds, and just it's a great comedy movie. It's on Tubi, I think. I watched it recently. It's definitely funny. It's entertaining. I would say I would give it I would rate it 9 tips of the hat.
9? That's the highest ever. That's double Small Soldiers.
Really?
You gave Small Soldiers 5.
Oh shoot! Well, I guess I was just trying to be like fair, you know, because it is like an action movie with like like a fictional action movie, but you know. So my next movie is it's showtime. This is with Eddie Murphy and what's his name? The gangster legend that everybody loves, knows, and loves. Robert De Niro. So in this movie, one cop is like wanting to be detective, and the other cop is just a hard-nosed cop that has just been on the force for a long time, and at the same time, he's gotten himself into trouble. So then the police chief's like, okay, we're gonna do a show about following the day's lives of a cop, but make it different than cops. They're actually with them, and they're following along with it. And I could say that this movie was entertaining. It was funny. It had me laughing at times, and it made me ask, could a movie be made today? And you know, because a lot of cops get a lot of flack today, and I think a movie like this definitely could be made, but there would just be a lot of hesitance. But you know, I think the movie is very entertaining, and I think it definitely. And I'm gonna go back back a little bit, and I'm gonna give it the same rating as Small Soldiers. I'm gonna give it 8 tips of the hat.
8.
But Small Soldiers got 5.
Oh shoot!
What do you want to change? Do you want to change Small Soldiers? Because originally you were only going to 5. You want to go all the way up to 10?
I guess I guess I could say evenly. I can put Small Soldiers and Showtime together and say these are both decent movies. You know, I give them solid 8s, honestly.
Okay, solid. I actually really liked Showtime. I thought it was a funny movie.
Back to the Showtime. Show me what you want. Show me what you need.
Well, is that you?
Yes, that was the movie review. Should we go in the news, or do we have anything for the news?
Dude, this boy is hyped up right now.
Well, you hyped up.
He's hyped up, man. How about this?
Okay.
How about I get the video that you made pulled up?
Alright. Which one was this? Was this the one with I was asking people about? There's definitely a lot of interesting responses. What did you guys think?
I loved it. I thought it was super fun.
And we'll have more stuff like this in the future.
And I won't mess it up. Sorry, y'all. I suck at this job today.
No, listen. Everybody has.
Tommy, you don't know what's happened so far, or else you wouldn't be. Trust me, there's been a couple things that are a little weird.
But
it's all good, bro. It's all good.
It's all good, man. You know, you make.
I'm not trying to get a pity party. See, that's when you lean into it and you tell me how much I suck, and the people will enjoy it a lot more. I guarantee it.
So you want me to basically tell you suck?
Well, not now, because now they're gonna think
Tommy
it's fake.
turning heel?
That's what I'm saying.
No, I couldn't be healed to this guy. This guy keeps his show going.
Tommy, the chat wants you to do the Eddie Murphy laugh.
I don't know if that's the laugh or not, but that's my best take on Eddie Murphy's laugh. You know. Oh jeez. I love doing this show. I love doing this show with you, Justin, and especially when we have you, Tyler.
I love when we got Tyler here.
It's especially awesome, man.
Yeah, the ratings go up, don't they?
Yeah, they usually do.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
If it's just me and Tyler, they're at the highest.
Yeah, like that. We did one last week that hasn't aired yet.
Yeah. Well,
we didn't do it live. We made a video, and it hasn't aired.
So far, it's been getting great response. I would run.
Yeah, you're a turd.
No, I'm kidding. I was just joking about the ratings. Justin was in the joke.
Yeah, funny guy. Funny guy.
Well, everybody, I'm going to throw up the number if anybody does want to call in.
Yes.
If you want to talk about the show so far, if you want any any sort of advice, anything like that, feel free to call in.
Yes, call in and we'll answer your
chat.
call. We would love to
I
hear.
have it hooked up to my phone too, so.
Oh,
Looks like we have our first caller.
Stop what you're doing.
hey, welcome to the Super Fun Time Show. How you doing there, Mom?
Hey, I'm doing good. How about you?
We're just doing the show right now. We just got done interviewing Eugene, and I'm sorry. I noticed you're doing your nightly call and stuff like that, but you know,
Yeah.
I hope you're having.
I was wondering if you were still on your show or if you were off.
No, we're still doing the show right now. We're having a great time. Tyler's here. Justin.
Hey, Tyler.
Hey.
Hey, dude.
How's it going? Yep. Is Justin there?
Yeah, I'm right here.
Hey, Justin.
How are
Yep.
you?
I'm doing well, thanks. Well,
Survive a week with Tommy?
yeah, yes, I did.
With you, you're saying.
Yeah, he said he was thinking about moving back in.
I don't know what they're talking about, Mom. I'm fine living here in the apartment.
Yeah, you don't want to live with your old mom.
Oh, you're not old, Mom. You still have a lot of years in you, Mom.
Yeah, but yeah, you're good where you're at. You need your space.
That means no.
You got it.
Mom, I know
Okay.
you're not a big wrestling fan, but who would you say in your mind, if you could think of any wrestler, who is your favorite wrestler?
Oh my. Gee. Well, your brother was a wrestler in high school.
Oh, really? He was a Greco-Roman wrestler, am I right?
I guess that's what it is. Yeah.
Oh, well, yeah. I guess he could be a favorite wrestler, but
Yeah. Let's see. As far as present, this. I don't know. I don't know them well enough to be able to figure out. But who was that one guy we were looking at the other day? And who was that
are
guy?
you talking about Roman?
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
Dude, that'd be so awesome if your mom says Roman Reigns. That's like his least favorite. He hates that guy so much. Definitely double down on that. He's your favorite.
Well, I don't know. I don't know. I'm not gonna repeat what I said to Tommy.
I'm gonna repeat. She said he had big hands, and Tommy, they say people have big hands, and I'm like, oh my god.
Hell yeah.
That's not true.
Oh jeez.
Oh gosh.
Oh, hush it, Tyler.
That was Justin.
It was not.
Oh jeez.
I do like their outfits though.
Ow.
Yeah, they're provocative.
Very provocative. Sweaty.
Yeah. They're not, and they're tight.
Yeah.
Tight. And I think you said he looks very big. I think you said he looked.
It's like wearing sweatpants.
Yeah.
Oh gosh. Well, anyways, I better let you go before this gets R-rated.
Mom, I just want to say I love you, and I hope you have a good night. And I will talk to you tomorrow. Okay?
Okay. Well, listen. When you're done with the show, give me a holler.
All right, well, Mom.
Okay. All right. Talk to you later.
Bye.
Love you.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye, guys. Talk to you later.
Talk
Bye.
to you later. Bye. That was my mom.
There you go, folks.
How about that for?
That's how easy it is.
Yeah, that's how easy. Just call the number.
That also makes me think that in your dad's prime, he must have been jacked and he must have had big hands, or else she wouldn't have been interested.
Which is pretty much calling him a big bad stud.
He's a fucking stud.
My father. What can I say about my father? He was a good man, and he provided for his family. And I miss him deeply, and I love him so much. And if you ever want to check out that interview, it's here on my YouTube channel where I interviewed my father for one of the last times that I got to talk with him. And so, what else do we got now, Justin?
Well, we do have the chat wants to know Popeye's chicken or KFC.
KFC.
KFC for me too.
KFC, most definitely, because Popeye's chicken is a little too spicy. You know, like I just like my mom, she's spicy for Roman Reigns apparently.
Oh God. What would you do if your mom was like, Tommy, I'm dating Roman Reigns?
I would jump on that train, dude. Don't hate me on that.
Well, honestly, because she's kind of already in there. Why?
We're just saying if it was possible.
Well, Roman Reigns is married and he's got 2 kids.
If it was possible.
If it was possible, I don't know. It would just.
Hey, we have another caller calling in.
All right.
Uh,
Hello, welcome to the Super Fun Time Show.
Am I on?
Yes, you are.
Is that Tommy?
Yes.
Tommy, it's Mark from Weaverville.
Hi, Mark.
Hey, Tommy. So I don't know if you remember me, but I called in like 2 months ago. Told you about my girl that kept doing the ball farts thing.
do you remember this?
Oh, God.
I do remember this.
From Weaverville?
Yeah, it was your girlfriend?
Yes. We've been dating about 8 months.
And if I remember correctly, she preferred to fart on your balls.
She threatened to do it, and then occasionally she would actually do it, and I hated it, and I couldn't get her to stop because I didn't want to lose her.
So what happened?
So I eventually put my foot down on it, and I said, you know what, that's it. I can't do this anymore. I can't do it with the ball farts. You know, Tommy said to stick up for myself, so I drew the line, and she said I had no idea. I thought you were into that, which, and that really just raised a whole nother set of questions for me, which is why did she think I was into that?
I don't know. Did you ask her?
I mean, I was too embarrassed to ask her, honestly, because it was like I'm not sure I wanted the answer, you know.
Well, I guess. So how did that even come up? Like you just like were sitting at dinner and you're like, hey, I don't like that you do that. Like how'd that happen?
We were watching a movie,
Okay.
and so we're watching a movie, and she's like, guess what? And I was like, what? And she's like, I got the ball fart coming, and I just snapped. It was Oppenheimer, and I was really enjoying it, and I was in deep, and I couldn't take it anymore. And so I said, you know what? I said, I can't, no more with the ball farts. I can't do it anymore. And she was like, and that's what she told me. And that, you know, we had to pause the movie. It's already a 3-hour movie.
Exactly.
So like, I didn't want to have the conversation to begin with, but she just roped me into it, unfortunately.
Well, I mean, like now that it's been a while since you've been with her, like, do you kind of miss it or?
The ball farts?
Yeah, yes.
I don't miss the ball farts, but really the reason I was calling is that now she's evolved, and now
you
what
guys
she
are still
does.
together.
So yeah, we're still together for sure.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, because she stopped the ball farts. That I drew the line, and she was like, "No more ball farts." I got it, and I was like, I felt it was good for a while. That's why I haven't called in. I was like, all right, cool.
Yeah.
So her new thing though is, I guess they're like little thought experiments.
Okay.
You know, like, would you rather this or that, or like 2 equally terrible scenarios.
Yeah.
And they started off, innocent enough, but they've just been progressively getting worse. And she got me real stumped with this last one. She said if I had to have sex with 2 people of a combined age of 30, what would their ages be?
Wait.
And so I don't know how to answer it, and I felt Poppy would give me a good answer that I could throw back.
I don't know how to answer that question either.
Step 1, math is necessary, which is not Tommy's strong suit.
No,
You're going
math
to-
and
you're-
arithmetic.
You're going to jail either way.
Yeah, there's no answer that doesn't lead you down a dark road. I would say How about this? What do you think he should say to her when she puts him in these situations?
I know nothing.
That's all you're gonna do?
Yeah, I know nothing.
What's he supposed to do? He needs some real advice. How's he gonna get out of this?
Just be like, well, pass.
No, you can't pass.
Yeah, she was farting on his balls 2 weeks ago, dude.
Right.
Oh, jeez.
I can't pass. And then if I don't answer, then she's gonna feel like I'm like, blowing her off. I don't want that either. So I'm stuck. I'm stuck, Tommy.
It just depends on how they look and who they are.
Like the age.
Yeah, I'm saying how they look at their age and who they are.
Yeah, well, it's two people at 30, so there's pretty much no
15-year-old, 15-year-old, a 29-year-old, and a 1-year-old. Like you're going to jail either way.
Yes, that's it. You'd be like, yeah, I'm basically going to jail.
Yeah, well, that's kind of implied that like it's gonna happen either way. But so her thing is, and this is what really gets me, is sometimes I try and deflect it, but like then she'll just throw another circumstance in there. So it'll be like, I'll be like, oh well, I'm going to jail either way, and she'll be like, oh well, no, in this case you don't get caught. Like there's no way you get caught, and I'm like, this is still terrible.
Then just Tommy, what do you think? Opt out. Say I'm not doing it. It's called ethics.
It's called ethics, and I don't want to answer this question because it's like there's certain questions you just don't answer.
Tommy, you're his lawyer. What would you say to her?
Yes, Tommy, as my lawyer.
I'm not going to plead the fifth. I'm not going to answer this question.
Next question.
Next question. That's like anytime I get asked a weird question, I say I plead the fifth. I'm not answering this
Just
question.
like I asked if. Never mind. Go ahead.
No. I'm not answering that question.
What?
It feels like if I don't answer that I'm admitting like something even worse though.
Yeah, I feel like there's like the safest bet is splitting it down the middle.
Yeah.
I say I plead the fifth. I'm not like that. Next question.
So here's my thought about splitting it down the middle.
Hold on. What would you do? Why don't you just ask her? Say, what is your answer?
Well, see, that's the thing, though. When a girl statutory rapes a guy, it's like everyone's like, nice, like, good job, dude.
Yeah,
and so
no one's ever
it's
like
not frowned upon.
Yeah, no one's ever like, dude, gross, you fucked that hot teacher. Like they're like, fuck
exactly,
yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So like, it doesn't work the other way.
Yeah, it's a really good point.
And so my thought process with the doubling down on the one age is like, you made the first mistake, and then you're like, I'm gonna make it again. I'm not gonna change a thing.
What?
And so it feels like it was premeditated in that case. Like you didn't try to adjust your ways at all.
She's probably trying to ask you questions just to see what you would say, and it's probably a wrong answer either way, and she's gonna get mad.
It is. But I can't go back to the ball farts.
No, I think
to go to the mouth farts.
The mouth farts. I
You
don't want to
basically
escalate
back
like
up
that.
to her face, and then you just kind of, while she's sleeping, you just cut a fart in her face, and then just go back to bed. And what was that? And he's like, "Ha! You've been mouth farted."
Yeah, I guess you could just switch the tables on her and just, start asking her some real fucked up questions.
I guess, okay. You know what? I like where this is going.
But when you do, make sure you're recording her.
One.
Record it so you have blackmail.
I don't want to blackmail. Okay, hold on.
Well, you don't want to, but you also want your balls fart down.
I don't want that either. That's true. So, okay, hear me out. I like where you're going with this, where I can reverse the table on her.
Yeah.
So I need an example of a good question.
Oh my god.
What can you ask her, Tommy? What can you ask her?
God, I feel like oh god.
I think you're breaking Tommy's brain.
I am. He's breaking my brain right now, and I'm like, oh my god, I don't know how to answer these questions. I don't want to be able to call anymore.
You have to ask the question. You're asking the question.
Yeah, what's the question? What does he have to ask her?
Jeez. Would you rather if you had any celebrity you could sleep with, what celebrity would you sleep with?
That's an easy one. Say if my best friend.
That's not bad, and it's not a choice either. It has to be an A or a B.
Best friend.
Yeah.
What about
Or dad.
What about if we're all hanging out, me, you, my best friend, or my dad, whoever, cousin, whatever that you're close with, and I've got to run to the store and get some milk. You know, during that 20 minutes, would you or would you not get on top of dad or cousin or brother or whatever?
Yeah, but that's a no. It has to be you have to pigeonhole them into making a choice.
Would you pick brother, cousin, or my dad?
There you go.
There you go. Yeah, dude. I think yeah, do that. Just say, give her a really shitty situation, and then the key is if she answers too fast.
Grandpa in there.
Oh yeah, throw grandpa in there for sure.
So she's got 4 options.
You can cut it down to 2. Whatever 2 work best for the scenario.
What are the 2 worst ones?
Best friend and dad.
Yeah.
Not grandpa?
No, because if she fucks your grandpa, like, good for grandpa.
Well,
man.
if you do
that's
grandpa
that's
and
true. I'd be happy for him.
Well, if you do grandpa and best friend, that's easy. She's gonna pick the best friend over the older guy. I mean.
And like honestly, like you might want to just like hook your grandpa up.
Or
Anyway.
do grandpa or grandma.
Yeah. There you go. You might learn something.
Yeah.
So which 2 am I going with? Best friend and dad?
Either that or grandma and grandpa.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I like that. All right. This was helpful. Yes, that's what I'm going to go with. Tommy, do you want me to call back in like 6 weeks and let you know how it's going?
Yeah.
Sure.
Well, Mark, we appreciate it, and keep us up to date on how this just transpires. Okay.
Yeah,
I
see ya,
absolutely
Mark.
will. This little session you guys got going on is it's saving my relationship here, so I appreciate you all.
Yeah.
Really
all right,
quick,
guys.
Really quick, Mark, before you leave, one of the chat members wants to know if your girlfriend really, really wanted to, would you let her give you a Cleveland steamer?
Oh my God.
Yeah, if she didn't really want to, I would let her do that.
All right. Well, you have a great night, okay, bud?
See you, Mark.
Okay, guys. Toodles. I appreciate you.
Wish you luck.
All right. Bye-bye now.
All right, bye.
Bye-bye now. Oh my God.
Well, that is a clear example of what can happen.
Yeah, what can happen.
When we do not screen the people who call in.
Yes, most definitely. Ugh.
Well, the chat said to leave Grandpa out of it, so I guess maybe that wasn't the best advice. But at the same time, it is what it is. And you know what, guys? I think that was a great show.
Yes. Thank you so much, folks, for watching. I'm Tommy NC2010. This is Justin. Tyler, Too Tall Tyler on TikTok. And,
He always leads it with that.
Yeah.
and as always, this has been the Super Fun Time Vote Show. We'll catch you a bit later, folks.
Keeping you on the inside.
Fact.
Subscribe.
Support.
Stay positive. Stay healthy.
Super fun time. It's super fun.